There's a tiger behind the glass at the zoo, and the second it turns its head toward you, your hand lifts off the rail. You want to touch it, something the size of a refrigerator, built entirely around teeth, and your body's very first vote is to reach in. You catch yourself. You laugh it off. But the urge got there first, older than the fear that came running to shut it down. So why do we do this? Why does the single most dangerous animal in the room make us want to pet it? Or are we just soft apes who lost the survival instinct somewhere along the way? It's the same reach you feel for a stranger's dog on the sidewalk. The crouch, the dumb little voice, the hand out before you've decided anything. Same hand, same pull. Except this one could take your arm off at the shoulder. Let's start with your eyes. In the 1940s, an Austrian scientist named Konrad Lorenz noticed that a handful of shapes hijack the human brain on sight. A big round head, a high forehead, huge eyes set low on the face, a tiny nose, soft fat cheeks. He called it Schema, baby schema, the visual signature of something young and helpless. It's the reason a human infant can freeze a whole room. But here's the flaw baked into the wiring. That template isn't picky. It never learned to run a species check. A lion cub has it, a fox kit has it, a baby seal, a panda, a wolf pup. Every one of them trips the same ancient alarm that says, "Protect this," and your hand moves before you've had a single conscious thought. So what does that alarm do? In 2009, researchers at the University of Pennsylvania slid people into a brain scanner and showed them faces quietly nudged to look more baby-like. The nucleus accumbens lit up, the same reward center that fires for food, for sex, for a hit of a drug. Cuteness isn't a feeling. It's a payment your brain makes. Something inside you hands you cash to keep looking. Then it gets stranger. In 2015, a psychologist named Oriana Aragon at Yale put a name to something you've felt your whole life and never once questioned. You see something unbearably cute and you want to squeeze it, bite it, crush it a little. She called it a dimorphous expression, one emotion so big the body throws the opposite gesture just to keep its own balance. You don't want to hurt the puppy. You're drowning in tenderness, and that flash of aggression is the life raft your brain grabs on the way down. And a brain that overloaded has stopped counting the teeth in front of it. In 2018, a neuroscientist at UC Riverside named Catherine Stavropoulos wired up 54 people and caught it live. The cuter the animal, the bigger the spike. And not in one system, but two at once. The circuit that says protect it and the circuit that says reward it, both flooring the gas in the same instant. That's not a glitch in the machine. That is the machine. But cuteness can't be the whole story, because nobody mistakes a grizzly for a stuffed animal, and still they reach. Here's the part the cute videos leave out. We are wired to chase controlled danger. In the 1970s, a psychologist named Marvin Zuckerman at the University of Delaware built an entire scale around it. Sensation-seeking, the pull toward intense, risky experience. Fear and thrill run on the same fuel, same adrenaline, same sharpened focus, same racing heart. The roller coaster, the horror movie, the cliff edge you step toward instead of away from. A predator behind glass hands you the thrill, while the barrier quietly eats the risk, and your brain pockets the excitement without ever doing the math. So it isn't, if it's not a friend, why is it friend-shaped? It's worse than that. If it's not safe, why does it feel safe? Ask the emergency rooms. In one American trauma study, 2/3 of venomous snake bites came from people handling the snake on purpose, and everyone landed on a hand or an arm. The reaching part. Roy Horn spent 40 years an arm's length from tigers. Half of Siegfried and Roy, the most famous animals in Las Vegas, hand-raised and adored. On October 3, 2003, a white tiger named Manticore closed its jaws on his neck in front of a sold-out room and dragged him off stage. He survived, barely, and to the end, he refused to blame the cat. And here's the wildest proof that this reach is real. We've done it before. At scale. Every dog alive is a wolf that a human once decided to touch instead of run from. Tens of thousands of years ago, somebody looked at a pack of predators at the edge of the firelight and moved toward them. In 1959, a Soviet geneticist named Dmitry Belyaev ran that same experiment on Fast Forward. He bred silver foxes outside Novosibirsk, selecting for one trait only: which ones didn't flinch from a human hand. Within a few generations, something nobody asked for showed up. Floppy ears, rounder skulls, bigger eyes. He had selected for tameness and accidentally bred baby faces. One of the first, a fox named Pushinka, whined when her keepers left the room. We don't just want to pet predators. When we get the chance, we breed them soft enough to let us. Now flip it. Picture it from the animal's side. A slow, clawless ape. No fangs, no real speed, nothing that should last a night in the open, spots the deadliest thing in the valley, and, on purpose, walks toward it with an open hand. Every other creature runs. We approach. Somewhere back in deep time, the fragile thing that should have been dinner looked at the thing hunting it and thought, I want to keep you. That isn't the absence of a survival instinct. That is the strangest kind of nerve there is. And it is sitting inside you right now, at the glass. The skeptic has a clean answer ready. This is culture, not biology. Cartoon lions, plush wolves, 100 million videos of tiger cubs. Of course we want to pet them. We were trained to. Fair. It's real, and part of it. Except the pull shows up in people who've never seen a screen, in a toddler reaching through a fence toward the one shape every instinct should be screaming at. And it doesn't only fire at the cub, it fires at the full-grown animal, the one with the jaw that ends the conversation. Culture explains the surface. It can't explain the reach. Here's the wall we keep slamming into. We can watch the reward center light up. We can clock the spike 200 milliseconds after the image lands. We can name the hormone, chart the dopamine, map the exact circuit that lifts your hand off the rail. We built the whole science of it, and the science stops dead at the door of the feeling. What we cannot do is climb inside that moment and feel why the machine reads a mouthful of killing tools as something to cradle. The brain says safe, the animal is not safe, and somewhere in the gap between those two facts, a person leans in. And every year, a few of them don't lean back out. Timothy Treadwell leaned in for 13 summers. He lived among the grizzlies of Katmai in Alaska. No fence, no gun, close enough to touch them, close enough to give them names. He wasn't stupid. He loved them with the exact wiring you feel at the glass, turned all the way up and let off its leash. On October 5, 2003, one of those bears killed him and the woman he loved, and ate most of what was left behind. The same urge that makes a child reach through a fence is the urge that walked a grown man into a den of teeth for 13 years. It isn't a flaw the wild slipped into us. It's the price of the thing that also lets us hold each other. And the animals we reach for rarely survive being loved by us. You're standing at the glass. Your hand is already moving. It never asked if it was safe.